The cafe doors swung open with the kind of arrogance only money could buy. 3 young executives strutted in, laughing loud enough for everyone to notice them. They pointed at the waitress, her faded uniform, her worn-out shoes, and the tired eyes behind her polite smile. They had no idea that the woman they mocked was about to teach them a lesson they'd never forget. Because the man who quietly walked in minutes later wasn't just her husband. He owned everything they were sitting in. The morning sun spilled through the glass windows of the Velvet Bean Cafe, casting a warm glow over polished tables and the faint smell of roasted coffee. It was rush hour. Office workers lining up for their lats, students hunched over laptops, and in the middle of it all, Emily, a 34-year-old waitress, moved swiftly from table to table with practiced grace. Her hands trembled slightly as she placed down steaming mugs. Not because she didn't know her job, she'd worked here for years, but because every step, every polite "thank you" was weighed down by exhaustion. Her husband Daniel had recently taken over the cafe from a family friend, but most of the staff didn't know it yet. He wanted to observe quietly for a few weeks to see who truly cared for the place and who didn't. And Emily, humble, kind, and hardworking, had insisted on working as usual. "Let them see me the same way they always have," she'd told him. "Titles don't define kindness, Daniel. How people treat others does." She had no idea that her words would soon be tested. At 9:15 a.m. sharp, the cafe doors opened, and 3 sharply dressed young men walked in. They were loud, laughing at something on one of their phones, each wearing the kind of confidence that came from big salaries and zero empathy. The leader, Tyler, tossed his blazer over a chair and snapped his fingers. "Hey, waitress," he called. "We'll have 3 cappuccinos. Make them strong, okay? You look like you could use one yourself." Emily smiled politely, jotting it down. "Coming right up, sir." But as she turned away, they snickered behind her back. "Did you see her uniform?" One whispered. "Looks like she ironed it with a rock." Tyler laughed. "Man, people like her make me grateful I studied finance." Their laughter carried across the room. Emily pretended not to hear, but her chest ached. She'd learned long ago to swallow her pride, to let cruelty pass like the wind. Yet something about their tone hit differently today. Maybe it was the tiredness in her bones, or maybe because Daniel had been working long nights, trying to save the restaurant from bankruptcy. She delivered their coffees with the same calm grace. "Here you go, gentlemen." "Gentlemen." Tyler smirked. "That's generous. You're sweet, maybe a little too sweet for this kind of job." The second man, Jason, leaned in mockingly. "Tell me something. How much do you make an hour here? 10? 12? You should come work where we are. You'd get free coffee at least." Emily froze for a second, unsure whether to laugh or walk away. She chose dignity instead. "I'm happy where I am," she said softly. Tyler clucked his tongue. "Yeah, sure, dream big, right?" They burst into laughter again, drawing the attention of nearby customers. Across the cafe, a man sitting quietly with a laptop raised his eyes. His dark suit blended into the background, but his eyes, cold, observant, locked on the 3 men. Daniel, Emily's husband, had seen everything. He clenched his jaw, resisting the urge to intervene. He wanted to see how his wife would handle it. Minutes later, Emily returned to check on their table. "How's the coffee?" Tyler made a show of grimacing. "He could use a little more effort. Kind of like your service." Jason added, "Maybe next time don't daydream about your rich husband and focus on the milk foam." The irony of those words would later make them choke. But for now, Emily smiled again. "I'll remake it for you if you'd like." "Nah." Tyler waved dismissively. "We'll manage. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day you'll serve someone important." At that, Daniel closed his laptop. His calm demeanor faded into something steel-like. He rose from his chair and walked toward them, every step deliberate. "Gentlemen," Daniel said coolly, stopping by their table. "Is there a problem with the service?" The 3 looked up, surprised. They instantly straightened, sensing authority in his voice. Tyler grinned nervously. No problem. Just joking around, man." Daniel's eyes flicked toward Emily, who was wiping the counter quietly, pretending not to notice. "Interesting," he said, "because from where I'm sitting it looked less like a joke and more like disrespect." Jason chuckled uneasily. "Hey, it's fine. She's just a waitress. We were kidding." Daniel's expression didn't change. "Just a waitress." He repeated the words like a challenge. Would you say the same about the person making your food? Or the one cleaning your table? Do you realize this place runs because of people like her? They went silent. One of the customers nearby stopped mid-bite, watching. Daniel continued, voice firm but calm. Tell me, where do you three work? Titan Financial, Tyler said quickly. We manage portfolios. Big clients? Big clients? Daniel repeated thoughtfully. Funny, I'm one of Titan's largest investors. Tyler's face drained of color. And, Daniel added, I also happen to own this restaurant.